Here we're going to create a Swiss event. We're going to run it in parallel with ACBLscore, with ACBLscore being the primary machine. By primary I mean it is the one responsible for deciding what the matches are. So I go ahead and create a new Swiss. With ACBLscore being the primary, we're primarily using Bridgescore Plus for the projector. So I'm going to assume that we have 16 teams. We want to use Bridgescore Plus for the projector, which is going to display the same information as the rack, i.e. who's playing where, and also the leaderboards. So we don't need the Jeffries charts. So I create round robins, head to head, go to round 1, and I'm going to assign the matches. The projector then is going to display who is playing against who. As results come in, we will use the training mode here. So a result will come in on a slip, and we will enter it into ACBLscore first, then we would enter it into Bridgescore Plus. So let me show you an example. When Team 1 and Team 2 reports, Team 2 reports that they won by 3. Take the slip, enter it to ACBLscore first, and then into Bridgescore Plus. Now at some point, ACBLscore being the primary, I'm going to bring up round 2 in a different window. Matches will start to be displayed on ACBLscore. So it will announce there's a match between Team 10 and Team 14. So you go down to Team 10 and enter Team 14. What this does, Bridgescore Plus will assign based on the inventory which you provided. So we have ACBLscore doing the assignments, Bridgescore Plus doing the table assignments. Supposing you didn't want Bridgescore Plus to do the table assignments. Well, to fix that, we just delete the inventory. So we're telling Bridgescore Plus you have no inventory. And now when let me just do it, go to round 2. So let's say the next match is going to be Team 8 against Team 16. When that match is done, there is no inventory to assign tables from, so it is left blank. Let's go back to round 1 and we will say that the state is done. The reason we're doing that is it will change the display. So if we want to assign the tables, we do this using Bridgescore Plus. How I do this if we're running in parallel is I have a piece of paper by the side of me and I just cross off tables as they are assigned. So I enter A2 and B2 is automatically displayed. For the players, we'll just do a reload on this screen. For the projector, this would be automatically updated. It shows their assignments. Show another example. So let's say Team 4 is going to play against Team 6. You can either enter in Team 6 here, or you could enter Team 4 in here. You can assign either table, either team to be the home table. Normally the first numbered team is the home team, but I can do it the other way around. So Team 6 is going to be at A3, and I'll just force the reload so that we don't have to wait for the timeout. So we see Team 6 is sitting at Team A3. As we continue the rest of the scores, or rest of the assignments from ACBLscore, this is how we are entering scores in round 1. How I normally do this is I have two different tabs. So the first tab here is in round 1. The second tab here is in round 2. And depending upon the computer, there are keystrokes to go toggle between the back and forth. So I can circle around, I can go back and forth. Using the keystrokes is much quicker because it keeps my hand away from the mouse, which can slow things down, and things can be very fast and inefficient. Obviously, if you have a large number, there's a little bit of scrolling involved in here, but it works well for running an event in parallel. So let's finish round 2 now that we've gone through all the basics and show how it works. If I try and do an assignment, Team 2 against Team 1, it says they've already played and asks for confirmation. So let's say Team 2 has to play Team 12. I'm going to assign them to A4. Look at the remaining results to the left. 3 can play 1. They're going to be at A5. 5 will play 11 at A6. And the entry only happens after we leave the input field. So by clicking on here or tabbing or moving out, that's when the A6 gets accepted. We'll have Team 7 play against Team 9 and 15 play against 13. I'll just fill the remaining assignments. Oops, and that's one of the reasons for having the computer do it. It's easy to forget. We now have all the assignments up. Do a reload. When we're running in parallel, you see that we have all the team names here, and they're just listed as team names, and everybody's in flight A because we don't know any better. So continuing the running in parallel, I'm now done with round 1, so I can close this tab. In round 2, I'm going to do another tab to open round 3. I'm also going to do the captains and strat overrides, and assume by the end of round 1 you start to have names. Now, ACBLscore is the primary. We don't need to enter names into Bridgescore Plus. So a quick way I'm entering the names here. The strat override, if you saw by default, everybody was in the strat A by default. So 1 is the first strat, 2 is the second strat. This screen, it's got the red icon, so as soon as I put information here, it doesn't have to be saved. And what we do here, we can now see all of the captains' names along with the flights that they're in. So another good tip when running in parallel, as soon as the names come in, is we display them. We put the team names up, and we can also do the overrides if we happen to know what strat they're in without knowing their team name or number. Again, just force the reload on here, and we'll see that Team 13 is shown in Flight C, even though we don't know the captain's name for Team 3. Just to complete everything, so what I've done now, again, this is how I like to work with different tabs. I always have the last tab on the left-hand side and the next round next to it. So scores will start to come in for round 2. Just enter some scores manually. And when ACBLscore gives us the assignment, that is when we enter it. Note the scores. This round 3 is a static page, so the scores were correct as and when the page was loaded. I'll need to do a reload to see these score fields change. So Team 6 will have played Team 3, assigned by ACBLscore and then we just assign the table. So that's how we run in parallel with ACBLscore being the primary.